So there we are. Okay. So you want to turn your live on? Okay. Hey everybody. Oh, I'm crooked over here. I gotta fix that. There we go. Okay. All right. So today the topic for our 64 weeks of nonviolence is creativity.
Creativity.
So I'm gonna let Lexi read the adult and the kid versions over there, and then we'll get going from there.
Creativity. The worst thing you can do to a human soul is to suppress its natural desire to create. Identify at least 5 ways in which you express your creativity every day. Today allows something unpredictable and joyous to express through you. And that's for the adults.
All right.
And then for the children, it says do a dance or sing a song after dinner for your family, or write a story about peace and share it with someone.
So what are your 5 things, Lexi?
For creativity?
Or just anything. Like you don't have to say 5. I'll chime in too.
I dance a lot.
Okay.
I do write a lot. What else I do? I guess create my schedule.
Okay. So I paint. I think we both meditate. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I read scriptures. I do different things for different occasions. I don't think I always do the same thing. But my main things that I do are things that bring me peace, that also create creativity in me, is painting. I think like photography, like creating. I like creating like the scenes, and like.
Oh yeah, the background.
Yeah, like putting stuff together. I really get into that. I just like chilling. I don't know if that's creative, but I do like really enjoy like reading, sitting in my pool reading, painting. Like I like things that are very peaceful. I feel like that's part of my purpose. I think my purpose is to introduce people to peace, because that's what I excel in. Because I don't like drama.
Chilling. Non-confrontational. I say it all the time.
I'm a chill guru. And I think music really sets tones for me. That's why I like these like little Google or Alexa apps, because you can just like whatever you're feeling like. If you want R&B, you just tell them to play R&B. If you want old school rap, you can do that. You can do reggae. Like it's so simple, like to get what you want to hear. So I use those devices a lot for that. I was just gonna, I have this thing that I printed out. So what is creativity? Creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality.
Thought.
So, yeah. So I feel like journaling, even like if you're a planner, it's like that's being creative. Some people are like, oh, I'm not creative, I'm all structural, and you know what I mean? Like, but you are being creative. Like all your lists and your little plans and all those things, you're creating you're creating the menu, the plan. You're just using that in a different way. People always think creativity has to be art. I don't think it has to be art. Yeah, I mean, it can be, but I don't think it has to be.
It could be whatever you put your mind to.
Some people are like really creative organizers. And that's what I mean by people that are like, so structural, they don't think they're like creative. You are, like you're a great organizer. You know how to get all this stuff
and
put together. You know what I mean?
A peaceful,
Yeah, like that takes a lot of work and a lot of creativity. Like a lot of people see the end of a project, but they don't see all the work and creativity that went into planning and creating that project.
One thing I like about that goes with that is the fruit is the last thing you see.
Yeah.
You plant the seed. You gotta let the seed grow. You gotta let the fruit is the last thing you see.
And I think like some creativity is like finding hidden patterns. Like those people that do those things in magazines where it's 2 pictures and you have to find like the thing that's different. That's your creativity too. Like so that can be creativity, or creativity can be making connections. Maybe you're one of those people that can connect people, that's real good socializer and can bring people on the same level and
That's
peace.
all I can do.
So that's being creative too. And then some people are really creative at solutions, which I think those people are also like the planners, like those, people that are planning projects or events or anything like that. So I wanted to point out that creativity takes 2 processes. One is the thinking process and the other one is the producing process. And some people think they're not creative because they don't see that product like a piece of art, but you are creative because you're thinking, you're constantly on that thinking process. You might be like the thinker and then you give it to that other person that's the producer, Like with me and Kendra, like she usually tells me what kind of art she wants to do and then I create it. And then I show it to her and she'll approve it or not, like for our little wrestle events or whatever, and then I sketch it out and make it happen for the rest of the group. But like we're both thinking about it before we produce it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Or anything like the wrestle event in the park, like that took a lot of planning. Like she has to think about what the budget will be. She has, she's people might be like, oh, I don't see no art in that. Well, she's bringing people together in the community in a peaceful way. And ahead of time planning like a fundraiser, all these fundraisers to fund it. Nobody's got $1,000 on hand to create a fun day in the park. People just make that happen through planning and thinking about it. So I think like everybody's creative. There's just 2 different types of creativity, but there's many different types of creativity. Like also, that's why I wanted to read this. Like some people are just super good at finding the missing thing, the problem solvers. Like I can do those things where you find the things that are different in the picture, but it just takes me forever. Like I'll find 4 of them and the last one I'll never find. I have to turn the thing around and cheat and figure out where it was. But other people are really good at that, So it's not that I'm not good at it. I'm not good at like completing it. I can find certain things, but I just get bored, I think, looking at a picture. But there's different things there. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those people that are creative in ways that aren't art, because that is, look, battery girl. Because that is like, the planners are creative as well, not just the producers. So I wondered, what did it say to do for kids?
It told them to dance, make a dance or create like a poem or write a story.
And kids are so good at that. Like something that I used to always do when I took all the
kids. They can create a game.
Yeah. Kids will do anything once you take electrical appliances away from them.
Yes, you will.
Yeah. Once you do that, they will be creative.
Parker probably think I'm like the worst person, but
I take it away all the time. I don't have time for that. I want them to be kids. I don't want them to be 16-year-olds. So part of the creative process is like associating, questioning, observing, networking, experimenting to see like how things work. The creativity is the ability to see relationships where they are non-existing too. That's a creative process. Like I think people that are really creative are people that know how to network people together. Like, have you seen that movie, The Black Godfather, on Netflix? So that guy who was like in the music business and then the movie business, and he was really good he was in all the main meetings and stuff. He wasn't representing our management team, but he was creative at giving everybody what they need without robbing somebody of their, their reward for their talent, or, like he was there to make things right.
A good manager.
But he wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
He was trying to make everybody profitable, but also profitable. Like a manager would make one person profitable. He was like looking at the big picture for everybody. So that's a really good movie to watch too, about how people are good at connecting people and how many people are behind the scenes of things like of the end product of the things that we enjoy, like music, art, the movies.
Yes.
All those
and
things.
then all those, and it'd be so many other roles that you not see. You just think about the director and stuff. You're not thinking about the person who creates the lighting. You're not thinking about the person who creates the outfits. You're not thinking about the person who creates the perfect setting, the scene. There's so much stuff.
And then I wanted to read this little thing here. It says, there are some myths about creativity. Beliefs that only special talented people are creative, and you have to be born that way. Diminish our confidence in our creative ability. The notion that geniuses such as Shakespeare, Picasso, and Mozart were gifted is a myth. According to a study at some university, the outstanding performance in art, mathematics, and sports, to find out if the widespread belief that to reach high levels of ability, a person must possess an intimate potential called talent. The study concluded that excellence is determined by opportunities, encouragement, training, motivation, and most of all, practice. And I think that's really true, when you think about Michael Jordan, because he didn't make that first basketball team when he was in high school. Remember, he had to work to get on that team. Then that work and practice made him excel to the point where he was unbeatable, the superstar. You know what I mean? But it was so actually he wasn't born with that. He had a desire to do something, and he had a little bit of ability in that. But then he wasn't that good that 5 other people didn't beat him on a team, and he didn't make it. Right. He was there till the end of the tryouts, But then look what happened. It was almost like that failure made all his success happen. Because that created the practice, the motivation, the training, the encouragement, and then looking for the next opportunity to try it again. So I think creativity is true. It's not something that you're actually born with. It's something that you have a desire to do.
I think in that aspect he recreated himself.
Yes.
Sometimes you can recreate yourself, and he wanted to be better. He heard no, and he's like, I don't like no.
And then it goes on in this thing to say Mozart studied for 16 years before he performed this or that, and gold medal. I just think that is a myth. People just think oh, I'm not good at art. I can't paint, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Well, you do it every day, you're gonna be good at it to some extent. You know what I mean? I don't know what extent that will be, but it will be something. I think that's really all. I just wanted to point out that myth part, and how creativity is two things. It's thinking and then practice. And sometimes creativity, a lot of times in project work, is teamwork. Some people are put on the team of thinking, and other people are put on the team of producing. Of course, those two teams work together for an outcome. But so creativity for you might also be a partnership, where your true creativity will come out with a team or a partner.
Right.
So I think for me, my creativity, the art that I do and stuff, I also feel it's closely related to my purpose. And to me, my purpose is to share my art with people that I love in a way that creates peace for them. And a lot of people make the art sessions like a competition, and they can't enjoy the piece, but it's not about the artwork, it's about the emotion that you're feeling while you're creating it.
Yeah.
I'm happy when you get a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, but my thing always is just have fun while you do things, and allow yourself to feel, the joy of creating and stuff. And I just wanted to remind people, for me, purpose is your gift, the thing that you're excelling in, the thing that you're challenging yourself with all the time, for me, and then it goes into a certain area, and then mission is just something you're doing right now. Right now, we're doing these 64 weeks of violence. In 2 years from now, we might be doing something totally different, Right now, we want to share mind, body, soul things, so we're doing the book club, we're doing the 64 days of violence, I'm doing the fitness. 2 years from now, that might not be what I'm focusing on anymore. You know what I mean? So, just let yourself know that your mission is what you're doing right now, and you're allowed to change that as a person, and use your creativity in other areas whenever that time comes. Some people just get stuck in one mission at their whole life. Okay, that's great, you're doing something, but that may not be your thing forever. And it's okay to grow and let your thing turn into something else. So, we just hope that you guys have opportunities to be creative. I feel like a creative process is like playing that Michael Jackson on the Wii with your kids. Like you're letting them dance, you're letting them enjoy music. Like I did that with my older kids, and now I'm doing that with my grandbabies. It's a great way to be creative with kids. You know, like they're modeling at first, but then they're like feeling the music and doing their own thing. Yeah, it's you know, there are apps out there that help kids to be creative, but I would say I always make my kids play first before I turn on TV or anything, because the first thing they like to tell me is, I don't play with toys. Well, you do you. You can have other stuff later. So we hope you have a nice day and you stay cool. It's really hot outside over here in this neck of the woods, and that you just, you know, be creative. Encourage other people to be creative, and remember that creativity isn't something that you're born with. It's something that you work on. It's usually easier if you can relate it to your purpose, or at least the thing that you're enjoying right now. You know, because all things evolve and change. What do you think, Alex?
I agree. I'm like, I'll tell you.
All right then. Bye-bye. Peace.
I've been seeing how big my head is compared to
Oh my gosh. It's because you keep leaning in and I keep laying
so my
back.
head is just bigger than yours.
But still, you make it worse when you lean
I
in.
know.
Don't do that. Lay back.
I'm like, my head look huge. And your head just like, and then yes. I'm like, oh my God.